if you've spent any time around the OSR forums or Facebook groups lately, you may have noticed something called Dungeon23, which is a challenge for the new year to build a dungeon throughout the entire year, one room a day, 7 rooms a week, one level per month for 12 levels, 365 rooms at the end of the year. It was developed by Sean McCoy, who works for Tuesday Night Games, the company behind Mothership. And basically it's just a writing challenge to try and, get you to write every day. Well, I have an alternative to that. It might be a little easier if 365 rooms seems too daunting. So we'll talk about that. I'm Tristan. This is Heroes in Homebrew. Dungeon23 is a challenge that's being put out to all role-playing world builders and dungeon masters, game masters, whatever you want to call them, to create a mega dungeon throughout the course of 2023. That was my dog. At the end of the year, you're going to have a giant 12-level, 365-room dungeon. It just requires you to create one room every day for the whole year. If you're anything like me, you're going to start off strong and then you might fall off. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who complete this challenge and they're going to have amazing dungeons to show off at the end of it. But I know that I'm going to do what I always do, and I'm going to start and life is going to take over and I'm not going to be able to keep up with it and I'll fall behind and I won't complete it. But I have an alternative to that. What if instead of one room every day and making the dungeon go down, what if I do one floor a month and I make the dungeon go up? So I'm going to build a 12-floor tower that rises up from the ground like a monument to the evil forces. Or a crazy wizard's tower or something. But I figure one room a month, not one room, but one floor a month, I can get behind that. That I can do. Because every floor, doesn't matter how many rooms it has. It can have just a few rooms. The entire floor could just be one giant room. That I can work with. That I can complete. I'm sure I can do that. There's lots of other options for the Dungeon23 challenge. There's City 23, where you create a block per week or what have you, or like a building a day, something like that, and you have a giant city at the end of it. You can do a starship or just like a castle, whatever, as long as you're writing a little bit every day. So for me, I figure since I know I'm going to fall off with all of my other stuff I have going on, I can write a little bit of one floor every day, and if I miss a day, that's fine. I can catch up. So I'm going to create this giant Barad-dûr type tower that at the end will be a good 12-floor monument for players to go and root around in and find treasure and, maybe fall into a trap or something. If we're lucky, right? So that's my challenge. It's not a challenge. No one else has to do it, of course. I'm not challenging anyone else to do it. If you want to try it, great. If you want to do Dungeon23, if you're planning on doing Dungeon23, I want to hear about it in the comments below. I can't wait to see what everyone comes up with at the end of the year, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's progress and seeing what people come up with. And I'm sure a lot of them are going to end up on Drive-Thru RPG by the end of the year, and we're going to have tons of new mega dungeons to play through. We're going to have years of content to play in the community. The great thing about Dungeon23 is it's not system specific. You can do it if you're playing 5e, if you're playing 4th edition, if you're playing BX or BECME, or if you're playing Labyrinth Lord or Swords and Wizardry. Doesn't matter. All that matters is you do a little bit of writing, a little bit of creativity every single day. And I think it's a worthy challenge to take under. So let me know if you're doing it. I want to see what everyone's doing. I can't wait to see in the OSR groups on Facebook what people are coming up with. So until next time, save a seat for me at your table.